He's running.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
You want him?
Yeah.
You want him?
Yeah. He's down right there.
Boom, baby.
Hey guys, Corey, and also Mama back here, the Bomontgony boys, coming at you today. We're out here in the field and we want to talk to you about the wild turkey. We've got turkey season coming up and it's exciting, and we've been chasing these birds for 25 years. And I'm going to tell you this right now, this sport has grown immensely and it's exciting. But here's what's also interesting. If you've never tried it or you're new to turkey hunting, they are a wild and wary bird, and quite honestly they're super fun to call, and it's a great place to start for kids. But what's interesting about the wild turkey is such an interesting, awesome animal and bird is their eyesight, and that's what really makes it tough to kill them, is because turkeys have a peripheral vision of 270 degrees. Now humans only have 180 degree peripheral vision. Also, what's interesting about these wary birds is they also have 7 different types of proprioceptors in their retina. Okay, as humans we only have 4. What makes that really interesting is that they can see UV light on your clothes and really throughout the woods. So what's really important also is that when you're washing your clothes and you're thinking about going turkey hunting, is that you use chemical-free and phosphate-free detergent, okay? Because if they see you even in the blind, okay, they're gonna pick you out and it's gonna end your hunt for the day, all right? But what we like to do is really get a setup like this with the ground blind. They become increasingly popular. What's really interesting about turkeys as well is they have a problem with depth perception, and that's because their eyes are on the side of their head and not on the front of their head. And you'll notice when they're walking, sometimes they're bobbing up and down. That's how they combat that, but still they struggle a bit with it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take you inside the blind. Mama's going to kind of show you his setup and what we do when we're bow hunting turkeys. Now you could ground hunt them out of with a shotgun as well, but the biggest thing is we want to share with you our setup, and we want you to also understand in these blinds you don't wear camo. Okay, you can go to Walmart, you can go and get a cheap sweatshirt, all right, a black sweatshirt. Make sure you've got a black stocking cap, even a face mask at times is what we do, and it's a perfect setup. So we're going to take you in. We'll take you inside the blind, show you our setup, show you exactly what we do to kill them, and then we hope that you're going to be able to go out and harvest one this year as well. So anyway, let's go get the wild turkey this spring. We'll go meet Mom in the blind.
Talk a little bit about the blind placement. It's typically been our experience that we want to be, if we have a direction that we know the turkeys are, they're typically going to want to fly down from the roost into the wind. So we like to be that direction on somewhat of an open field. Now, a lot of guys will tell you in a blind like this that you can set this thing up in the middle of a field and it doesn't bother turkeys. And that may be true 70–80% of the times. We would like to make that number be 100% of the time. So we always like to back ourselves up to some sort of structure, trees, you know, even in a hill, something that breaks up our outline, so that we can't be seen so easy that if a deer walks through the field, they're not going to just be immediately alerted and upset and stand there blowing at us. You know, and anytime one animal in nature is alert, it typically makes the rest of the animals that are around alert. The second thing is which direction do you face your blind? So you always want to try to get yourself to where you're set up with the blind that the sun is at your back. That allows the blind to stay as dark as possible and allows you to have your windows open a little bit more. This blind that we're in is a double bowl Dark Horse 360 blind, which is what this is. It gives you a bigger field of vision here in the front, and then you've got these side windows that you can open up and shoot behind you, which is sometimes great, but a lot of times with the way we set up, we block those shots off. We want the turkeys coming where we know we can shoot them. We don't want to be scrambling, messing up a bird that we're maybe potentially not going to get a kill, and all we've done is educate him. So if he comes into our setup where we can get a shot in our original location, that's probably what we're looking to do. We're really not looking to make adjustments once the bird's close and potentially behind us. The third thing for us with placement of decoys is we like to get the decoys out about 12 yards away from the blind when we're bow hunting. The reason why we try to have them at about 12 yards is that is about the distance where our 20-yard pin catches up to the arrow. We don't have to have any goofy angles. We're not shooting at potentially, you know, a 5-yard shot where now we're needing to use our 50-yard pin and we're maybe not, you know, doing what we should. So we like the decoys to be about 12 yards. We use a 3 decoy setup usually. We use a Jake, a mounted tom, and a hen. A lot of guys will use a similar setup, maybe 2 hens, a submissive hen laying on the ground, a hen standing up, and a Jake decoy or a tom decoy. Works pretty good. We've had success with a Jake, a tom, and a hen. Works out pretty good for us. Another thing that we like to do with the decoys is we like to try and get the decoys where when the turkey comes down in the field, he can see the decoys right away, but he's not coming directly at us to the decoys. We feel like we have a pretty concealed setup, we do a pretty good job, but we don't want him looking directly at us, potentially coming from 100 to 150 yards away. We like to minimize the amount of time that he is looking right in our blind. So we want him to kind of come across the blind, which also opens up shot opportunity through shot opportunity all the way out in front of us. So the fourth thing that we'll talk about, and we've already talked about it a little bit, is what to wear in a blind and how to set up. So for bow hunting, I always like to sit as far back in the blind as I can and still comfortably come to full draw. And then we absolutely totally black ourselves out from the waist up. And what that may mean is a full face mask. A lot of times we will even put a little bit of makeup on our uppers, so if we're calling with our mouth, we can have our mouth down a little bit, pull the bling back up. We will go with black gloves, and that's pretty much what we're looking for. We don't bring a lot of camouflage into the field with us. We're typically, if we're bow hunting, we're not looking to run and gun anything. We're making one setup, and that's kind of our hunt for the day. We may sit in it for 3 or 4 hours, hope something comes by, but we don't want to go out running through the woods when we're trying to bow hunt a turkey, because we're just not trying to educate them. That we always try to make sure that we have, and it's a big deal, and you can kind of not pay attention to it, but is we want to always have these windows behind us closed. If a turkey catches you shadowing that light, he's immediately going to know something's up. And a lot of times all you're going to get is the putt and he's gone. So we like to make sure that all the windows that are behind us are closed. We'll keep the front window as closed as we possibly can, just to keep it dark inside. You know, the blacker the better. The last thing we want to talk about is keeping the blind floor clear. We want to rake out as much debris, sticks and stuff as we can, in case we're having to switch positions with the camera and the guy shooting, so we're not making a bunch of noise on the floor. If it's a windy day, you can kind of get away with a little bit more debris, but a calm day, you know, just that little bit of noise can kind of alert them. So that would be our last, you know, kind of key element, is a clean floor. Get all of your stuff kind of out of the way out in front of you. Make sure you've got plenty of room to come to full draw and make that shot wherever you need. So thanks guys for tuning in and watching this quick little tutorial of how we like to hunt turkeys with a bow. Doesn't mean it's 100% foolproof. Doesn't mean that there's, you know, maybe somebody who's got a better way. It's just the way we like to do it. We've had some pretty good success with it. If you liked the video, got any questions, comment below. We'll get back to you with answers as quickly as we can. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on Instagram at Bomontgony Boys and on Facebook at Bomontgony Boys. If you don't hear from you before the spring, happy turkey season.